I have to be completely honest with you. I do not know how to start a vlog or video because it's not a vlog, it's a Q&A. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start with some coffee ASMR. Very Rachel-esque. That's how most of my videos start. We're gonna put the hair up. Hair's better up for me. All right, hey everyone, what is up? Welcome to this week's video. We're doing a Q&A today and I'm very excited. I feel like I have to do the classic, like, if you're new here. But hey, what's up? My name is Rachel. I am practically a fourth year medical student. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe this. You guys have grown up with me here on YouTube. If you've been here since year 1, 2, 3, if you're here now, I'm gonna be a doctor in a year, which is crazy. So anywho, if you are not already subscribed, go ahead and join our herd. We're happy and a great time. We would love to have you. It looks like you guys asked a lot of great questions here on Instagram. I have my phone right here. Okay. Dating life. Okay, so the first question is, what is something you would tell your younger self? Whoa. Okay, we are going in. For context, younger Rachel was very insecure, not confident. She thought she was really stupid, that she wouldn't excel in any part of her life. She wouldn't make anything of herself. She was a loser with very few friends. I've talked about this a few times, but while I was growing up, I did not think much of myself. I think that was because I suppressed myself, because I was surrounded by people who appeared to be very smart and they caught on really quick to everything, and it takes me forever to learn stuff, or it took me forever to learn stuff when I was younger, partially because I never applied myself, and then also I just didn't know how to learn. With that, I just was like, well, I can just not apply myself. I mean, I did well in high school. To be honest, I don't know how I even got out of high school. I did the bare minimum in high school, and I graduated with whatever, like a high GPA, but I really don't know how. But advice for my younger self would to remind myself to be much kinder to myself and to believe in myself and just understand that I am capable if I just apply myself. Younger me, you had so much potential that you just didn't unlock because you were suppressing yourself, and I wish that you hadn't, but life pans out the way it should. And so I learned a lot of life lessons and went through a lot of positive change over the years to be where I am now. That is a lot to unpack in the first question. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, going back to the questions. If you weren't going to be a physician, what career would you want? I feel like everyone says marine biologist, but the ocean is so beautiful. I want to go with marine biology, but also at the same time, I really can't see myself doing anything else other than becoming an OBGYN. This is all I want in life. How to not feel so discouraged when studying for the MCAT? Great question. I took the MCAT twice. It's not a fun exam. Something that you always have to do is remind yourself of the greater goal, your goal, the end goal for you. What do you want to do? Why are you even taking this exam? Why are you studying and taking time out of your personal life to study for the MCAT? You're going to have to keep doing that once you get over the MCAT and you get to medical school and beyond, because there's going to be a lot of times where you feel really discouraged and you're like, why the heck am I doing this? No one's forcing me to take the MCAT. No one's forcing me to go to medical school. No one's forcing me to take my boards. No one's forcing me to become a physician or whatever path you're going in. No one's forcing you, but you have the drive within you for a certain reason, and so remind yourself of that reason. There's a lot of questions about dating. I'm not going to answer that till the end. Ooh, what's it like being a mixed ethnicity? I love this question because a lot of people don't know that I'm half Mexican, and then I have some Irish stuff on the other side. That's a story for another time. I really love being mixed, and a lot of people don't think that I'm Mexican, or they don't believe me. Personally, I feel more Mexican than I do white. I know that I look white, but growing up I was really surrounded by my Mexican side of my family. A lot of people growing up, and even now, I got a comment to my face the other day. Someone asked me what my ethnicity was, and I said, and they're like, oh, you're just a white person then. And I'm like, well, you really just took out a whole side of who I am. It's unfortunate. It's hard to look one way but actually come from a different background and a combination. How do you deal with mental health in medical school? The best thing that for me is having a support system, which is my family. It's my parents and my sister. They help me a lot with my mental health just because they're they're my lifeline, and they will throw me a life vest if I feel like I'm drowning. Along with your support system, having a balance in your life, which I don't feel like I really learned that until this year, how important it was to have a balance. You need to do things that make you happy on a daily basis. Like, do not let it sit. Don't be like, oh, I'll wait for the weekend. No, if you need to go to the gym or you need to listen to music, please go listen to music, because it's so much worth it in the long run. Support system and doing things for yourself / balance. What is your favorite part of your life outside of medicine at the moment? Oh my gosh, I've been living life a lot outside of medicine. Like, obviously my favorite part outside of medicine is YouTube, because you guys are everything to me. I absolutely love uploading content. I love editing. I love filming. I love being able to like share my life with you and connect with so many of you. Another really fun part of my life that I've been really enjoying is meeting a lot of new people and meeting people outside of medicine. It's been really nice to just like get out of my med school bubble. I'm from the Bay Area. When I came and moved here, I did not do a good job of building like a solid network of friends here, and I'm finally doing that now in third year, and it's really nice to actually like meet people in Southern California and have like new memories made with new people. It's been really fun. So that's another side of my life. I don't show it that much here on YouTube because I feel like a lot of you aren't interested in that. To be completely honest, I feel like a lot of people just want me to show like what it's like being a med student. If you're interested, let me know. Okay. Next. Okay, we're gonna get into the juicy stuff because you guys are really interested in that. So many dating questions. Oh my gosh. Okay, there are hundreds of questions. Are you single? Are you dating? Do you envision yourself settling down with a physician? Okay, so I am single, I am dating, and do I envision myself settling down with another physician? I don't really care. I don't discriminate against like what you do. It really comes down to what you have to offer in terms of your personality. If you're willing to grow side by side with me and like create an empire together. I was engaged before medical school and kind of like up until like the first 2 weeks of med school, and I broke that off. Yeah. Surprise, a lot of you don't know that. Now that I go on dates with people, I'm not so much like looking to just like have a fun time and fun night. I'm like looking for someone that I could actually see a future with, and I won't really waste my time with people who I can't see a future with. Because yeah, there's a biological clock and that's got to happen at some point. Doing my best, but also it's not really a priority for me because I really just want to become an OBGYN, and that is like my life purpose. Also having kids is a life purpose, but also I don't need a mate for that because there are sperm banks and stuff like that, and I just do it by myself. I just, whatever life has to throw at me, great. If not, I don't mind. And like life happens as it should. That was like probably a lot more than you needed to know, but that's just what it is. Okay. Does passion matter or make a difference in medical school? Yes. If you're not passionate about medicine, please don't go into medicine, because we need doctors who are passionate about providing care and taking the time to learn all this stuff to provide care for people. I don't know. I feel like it's just a lot harder for people who aren't passionate about it. There are a lot of moments that are really not enjoyable in med school, and if you don't have a passion for it, then it's just not going to be good. So please have a passion for whatever you're going into. Don't do it because someone else is forcing you to. Oh my gosh. What's your most memorable patient experience? There's a lot. There's one particular patient that comes to mind, and I'm getting emotional. Whoa. Okay. I obviously like don't cry in front of my patients. But there are times that I like do feel like very emotional. There's one particular patient that comes to mind. And obviously without revealing too much, there was a pregnant patient, and I pushed with this patient for a long time. What I mean by that is that in labor, for vaginal delivery, they're having contractions, and you're counting with the patient when the contraction comes. And anywho, I was pushing with this patient for a while. The partner was in the room but wasn't very supportive, and so I stayed with the patient for a long time. Baby wasn't tolerating labor anymore. Mom had been pushing for hours, and nothing was like, some progress would happen, and then at some point, baby just did not want to come down anymore. This patient was incredibly strong and didn't want to give up, but at a certain point, you're like, well, your baby's not going to come out this way, so we're going to do a cesarean. So we ended up doing that at the very end of my 24-hour shift, and she didn't give up, but she accepted that this was the way that her baby was going to be born that day, and she didn't want it to come to this, but also she just accepted, and she A lot of moms can be really upset that they have to do a cesarean, which is so fair and so valid. But she just was so like calm, and the strength that mom had in that entire process, it was just the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. And I actually got to do the whole closing and everything of this patient, the postpartum care, when I went and stopped by in the morning, like at post my 24-hour shifts, but I was still there. She was so grateful that I was there for so long and being of support for her. And I felt like I did a part. I did my part as a med student. Maddie asked this question. Maddie's at every premiere, and she's probably at this one right now. She asked, how are you? And thank you, Maddie. I'm actually doing really well. Kind of, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm probably really stressed, but I'm ignoring it right now. I have my boards coming up in less than a month. That is so crazy. It's scary. I don't even want to think about it. So I've been studying a lot, partially why you're getting a Q&A today instead of a vlog, just because my life has been boring the last week, and I've been really stressed out. This is my last board of medical school. I cannot wait to be done with it. So I'm good, but I'm also like stressed and not good. But we're doing our best here. How do you deal with test anxiety? Okay, tests are annoying. They're awful. Obviously, you got to study really hard so you can reduce that anxiety somewhat, because you're like, well, I worked really hard. Something that really, really, really helps is to sit down with yourself and reflect on how hard you worked over the last X amount of time, being like, well, I studied so much, I got done when I wanted to get done, and whatever I didn't get done, that's also fine. So accepting everything that you've done up to that point, accepting what you know and accepting what you don't know, and being okay with that, because ultimately you're not going to know everything. Coming to terms with that before an exam is the most powerful thing you can do, and it restores a lot of confidence. And so doing that, and then also doing a superhero pose, like, standing up really tall, smiling at yourself in the mirror before an exam, reduces test anxiety, to be honest. You just have more confidence. What if I don't get into medical school? This is a valid fear. It is hard to get into medical school. My question to you is, how bad do you want it? Can you see yourself doing something else? Because if you can, do the something else. Because if you're going into medicine, you want that to be the only thing you can see yourself doing, because it is a long and difficult road. So ask yourself that. Ask yourself how bad you want it, because if you want it bad enough, you will go back to the drawing board and do it and try and apply again. It does take a lot of hard work, and I'm not saying that it doesn't. It takes a lot of resilience to do that, and commitment, the time, the money, the sacrifice, all of that. But if you want it that bad and you want to be a physician, then you absolutely should try again. What job did you have for patient care hours? I loved my job. Long story short, the emergency department saved my mom's life from DKA, and then I started to volunteer there to give back to the emergency department, and then I ended up getting into contact with people in the physical therapy department, and I became a physical therapy aide, in which I did primarily wound care with like wound vac stuff. It's like a negative pressure device thing to heal really big gaping wounds that are just like incredible, like insane wounds that you could never imagine to see in your life. I've seen them, and it is the best thing. I love wound care so much. Obviously, it's not good for the patient. It's so awful and sad and terrible, but doing wound care, I really, really, really enjoy it. Some of you guys, any love interests? Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't. I'm not even gonna answer that. Stop. What languages do I speak? I obviously speak English. I speak a little bit of Spanish. I can speak very basic stuff. Medical Spanish, I'm trying to learn a lot more, but I do know that when I'm in patient encounters with Spanish-speaking patients, they can communicate to me in Spanish and I understand what they're saying, but I cannot really communicate that well back to them. So most of my encounters, when I bring a translator in, the translator will just translate for me, but they don't need to translate for the patient, because I can just understand what they're saying, and then I just respond in English, and then the translator will translate. So financial loan debt aspect of med school. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know that much about finances and budgeting and stuff like that. Like, I do budget, but I'm not like a financial person. When I got into medical school, I just accepted whatever loans that they gave me, and that's it. Like, I don't understand interest rates. I don't understand like how the payback works and like what's even going on. I just know that I have so much loans. I don't have, like, my parents are not supporting me through med school. I make a little bit of money like from YouTube, but it is by far not enough to cover like the expenses of life and tuition. Yeah. Anything you're looking forward to in 4th year and beyond. I am so excited to do my OB-GYN auditions, my rotations. Most of my year will be OB-GYN stuff. So I am so excited to just be finally like in my element and just getting closer to residency. I love medicine, don't get me wrong, but I do not like most specialties. Like for me, like they're great and I'm sure like people love them and that's wonderful, but I like cannot do a different specialty. I have to do OB-GYN. Which song is on loop or like on repeat right now? It's definitely Satellite by Harry Styles, Late Night Talking by Harry Styles, Everybody Dies by Billie Eilish, Male Fantasy by Billie Eilish. Those are my top songs right now that I listen to. Like I just rotate those and they never get old. One quote that you read this week that you'd like to share. I didn't read this week. This is just one of my favorite quotes that I do want to share with you. It's by Viktor E. Frankl. Between a stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. You see yourself being a doctor for the rest of your life? Yes, but I also see myself as a mama bear at some point, and so that'll definitely share the spotlight with being a physician. But the goal right now is to become a physician, and then once I can provide a life for myself and another little human, then I absolutely like want that to be in my future. Always wanted to know, when is your birthday? My birthday is October 14th. I'm a Libra. I share birthday with Usher. October's very own, you know? We love. Okay. Motivation. How do you do it? A lot of questions about what keeps me motivated. It's the fact that I'm gonna like be a physician and do something that I absolutely love for the rest of my life. It sounds so corny, and I'm sorry if that's not the answer like you're looking for, but it is really what keeps me going. I know that I was born to be this kind of physician. That's what keeps me going, really. Like, it's very simple for me. What do you do when you feel sad? I cry. I tend to cry. Obviously, I can control my emotions, but crying does help. Talking about it helps for me. Listening to music helps when I'm sad. And then also, what really helps the most is taking a step back and being like, can I control whatever is making me sad? Can I control it? Can I do something about it? If I can, how will I address this and resolve this so I can feel better? If not, I say, okay, I'm gonna let this go, because there's no point in me being upset about it. That's about it for this Q&A. I actually had a fun time answering these questions, and I hope you guys learned a little bit more about me, my life, or like any of the advice that I gave. I hope that it was helpful for you. If there's anything else you want to know, please comment it down below. I would love to answer some more questions for you. Thumbs up the video, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and until next time, take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, continue to work hard and all that good stuff. Okay, bye.
Well, I'ma give it my best, and hopefully I'll make it out in one piece.